Hi, I'm Renee the Realtor, and welcome to another episode of The Desert Life. I'm here to give you your weekly market update. And now that September is over, we can finally look at our end numbers, our final numbers, and compare those to August to see what's happening and look for any trends. So we're going to start off with our monthly median sales price for the greater Phoenix area, all dwellings. As of September, or for September, that number was 412,340. And when we look at August, the monthly median sales price was 405,000. So we do see a slight increase of about 2%. Now, when we look at just single family homes for the greater Phoenix area, the monthly median sales price for September was 436,750. And then August, it was 430,300, another increase of about 1.5% in this case. Last week, we looked at Glendale, and I just want to look at those final numbers so we can see the trend there. Now, just looking at for Glendale, for all dwellings, the monthly median sales price in September was 387,500. And then in August, that number was 385,000. So we do see a slight increase there. So I want to talk about the median sales price just for a quick second. If we look at that number or those numbers over the last few months, it seems as if those numbers are flat, generally speaking. But when we consider the monthly sales by looking at the average square feet, we see a trend. And that trend is that the average size of a closed home has decreased over the last 3 months from May to September. And it decreased from 2,046 square feet to 1,952 square feet. So what that means is we're seeing the number of buyers that are looking for homes priced in the high end drop off or decrease. And we're seeing the number of buyers looking for homes priced in the low to mid range increase. So that makes sense, actually, because if you think about what the median is just the middle number. And so when we see the numbers at the high end of a data set drop off, that in turn is going to affect the median sale or the median price or the median number of a data set. It's actually going to make it go down. Now, on the other end of that spectrum is if we see the high end numbers increase, we're going to see the median increase as well because the two are correlated. So I wanted just to break that down and share that with you. If we see that, the median sales price over, a certain time span looking flat or not really making any progress anywhere, that's probably why. So let's take a look at the closings per month that sold over the list price. And I shared this information with you last week as a percentage. That percentage was around 51%, but September wasn't over with, right? So now that September is over with, we can look at our final numbers. So the percentage of homes that closed over the list price for September was 50.2%. Still a high number, but that number or that percentage has actually decreased. I believe in June it was like around 60%, and then we gradually saw it decrease over the last 3 months. I also want to point out that our total sales for the last 30 days, we see that there is a popular price range. And that popular price range is the 300,000 to 400,000. We had, over the last 30 days, we had total sales of 2,285. And 61% of those homes sold over the list price. So first of all, that supports the fact that, or at least it supports the information that we just talked about as far as we're seeing an increase of buyers looking at homes priced in the low to mid range. So that those numbers just support that. But it also lets us know if you are on the market to buy and that is your price range, then there's a high chance that you'll pay over asking. And if you are selling your home in that price range, there's a high chance that you will get over asking price because that is a popular price range as of now, okay? Now let's take a look at the active listings, our weekly count. So the number of active listings as of September 25th was 7,006. The week prior, that number was 7,027. So we do see a slight decrease there, nothing too much to be alarmed about. A slight decrease. However, I still believe that the market is cooling off, and I'm going to share some more information that supports what I believe, okay? So let's take a look at our sales per month. So the sales per month for September was 9,046, and in August it was 9,141. So we do see a decrease there. That's a clue for me that the market is cooling off. And just real quick, fall is really a time that we see a slowdown in the market anyway, because, for whatever reason, for students going back to school, the holidays are coming up. And so it's really a slow time of the year for sales anyway. But we are seeing that the market is cooling down. Another piece of information I want to share with you that supports cool down in the market is our days of inventory. Now, as of September 25th, our days of inventory is 22.3. So that means we have 22.3 days of inventory as of September 25th. Now, when we look back 3 months ago, let's say June 26th, we had 18.6 days of inventory. So we're seeing the days of inventory increase, okay? So market cool down. Now, I want to talk real quick about our running average for the days of inventory. Our running average for the days of inventory is 69.8. And when we see that our days of inventory is below our running average, that lets us know that it's favorable, or the market is favorable for sellers. And we've been seeing that. We've been seeing that pretty much all year. And so it's still a seller's market. So I just wanted to share that information with you as well. Now, let's talk about our Cromford Market Index, okay? So the Cromford Market Index just lets us know the balance in the market. So the Cromford Market Index as of September 30th was 329.9. So this number is above 100, so that means it is a seller's market. When this number is below 100, that means it's a buyer's market. So we're still way above 100, still a seller's market. Now, our demand index as of September 30th was 99.7. When that number is around 100, that demand is as normal as possible. However, our supply index is 30.2. And when this number is below 100, we have less supply than normal. So way below 100, right? So we have less supply, still less supply. So demand is still high. So we are still seeing that it is a seller's market. Now, I talked about last week that, I think mortgage rates increased a little bit last week. And I talked about that in my video last week. And so mortgage rates are still historically low. And I believe that as long as mortgage rates are low, that there's still going to be a demand. Phoenix is still a hot market. It's just favorable. People like it. It's a very competitive market. So as long as mortgage rates are low, the demand is still going to be there. However, there is speculation, and I project as well, that the mortgage rates are going to rise probably sometime next year. And so when we see those mortgage rates rise, we're going to see less demand, right? Because the affordability factor is not going to be there for some people. And I also want to talk about, just real quick, CNBC reported that the mortgage applications decreased by about 1% last week, and they were 12% lower than a year ago. So if you are considering getting on the market to purchase a home, it's still a good time because interest rates are still low. And if you're considering selling, it's still a good time to sell because demand is there. I'm Renee the Realtor. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.